everybody, Edo here, and I am about to review a game from Blue Orange. But before I do, I just want to let everyone know that recently Blue Orange asked me to do an overview of 3 games for virtual booths and cons for them. I've known them for a long time. They're local to the Bay Area. And for it, they didn't want it in my normal zone. They wanted to have a Blue Orange banner behind me and have tons of Blue Orange games, and there'll be a picture of it. And so they sent me all these games, none of which I had played, or almost none of which I had played. And I was like, can I review these? And they were like, sure, which is great. So, the review you're about to see was not paid for, though I was paid for something else from Blue Orange, and it included a mountain of games, which I'm now reviewing. So, let me jump in. And this is Blue Lagoon. This is a Kinesia game, Kinesia, however you pronounce his last name, I apologize. It's fabulous. I really dig this one. Super interesting, a little hard to wrap your head around, but it's an area control game, area and set collection game. So at the start of the game, you're going to open up this bag and deal out all of these little objects to all of the different... Oop, why is that in there? Oh, there's a bunch of those. Somebody did that. All of the different spots. And some of these are resources. Some of them are totems. I'll have to say, I think the objects on the huts are great. These little huts are great, but I feel like the tokens could have been better. Like, they work, but they're just not they're not super descript, and they could it just wouldn't have been hard to have these look better. So I don't know what they are, but they're just not as clearly what they are. Like, one's a coconut, some water. And they're different colors and they're different shapes, but I just feel like they could have been better. But anyway, and what you're going to be doing, what makes this game interesting, is everyone starts with a color, and you are settlers, and there's a boat settler on one side and a land one on the other. First, they're 2 discrete rounds, or segments, phases of the game. So first one, you have to place first on water, and then you're building chains of characters on land. While, everyone's doing this, you can start wherever you want. You always have to start on water, but anyone can start on water, and you're building out these chains. You have to be adjacent to a previously placed one. While you're doing that, you are trying to get to these locations, and when you do, you get one of these tokens. They're scoring here, but the totems are each worth 4, but then these are based on sets of the same or sets of different for points. The other thing that's going on is there's area control for each major island, majority, and then there's also how many you can get bonuses if you're on all the islands, or 7 or 8 of them, and you also get a bonus for sort of longest consecutive chain, how many islands you can take a chain through. So you're going to be building out these sort of sets of characters, and you go back to boats, and you're driving around, you're all building out your little chains. That part's really cool. In addition, you have these huts, and these huts are really neat. And at any point while you're placing, instead of having placed one of these, you can place a hut. It just acts as a token as you're moving around. The thing is, you are going to want to place all your huts as you go, because while they don't have any significance right now, they have significance in the next round. And you really would probably never want to put huts next to each other. So anyway, we go through, we take over you lay at all these dudes, you'll have collected all of the objects, and then you score, and you score using the sheet I described. You then have a second round, or turn, or phase, whatever it's called. There you are going to get rid of all of your discs, and the only thing that remains are the huts. So you would have, ideally left the huts sort of scattered around the board to give you the most sort of starting points. In the second round, the gameplay is exactly the same, scoring's exactly the same, but instead of being able to drop a boat anywhere, you have to start, from your own settlement. You can take it to the water and still go across, but you basically left your starting points for that round. The rules are there's a couple nuances where you read the rules a couple times because you gotta wrap your head around it. But I really enjoyed this. I played this with my wife and her parents, and it's area control, so you're sort of getting majority, but you gotta drive there, and there's a little bit of a race to different things, and even though I complain about these objects, they still like, you know, the color. You can see them enough to like see what somebody's going for on the other side of the board. It's not heavy, take that in any way, but there is obstruction. There is getting majority. You can't go through it. If I chain off an area, you can't get through me. So there's like that to it. And then I really liked the leave the huts behind, like placing the buildings and leaving them behind. It's important. It's not so important that you, like, it isn't a game where like, certainly you'll play better your second time playing than your first, but I think it works. You just want to let people know, like, don't put them all in one spot, and it works pretty well. So I thought this was a really sort of an accessible, fun area control game. I don't know how many good area control games there are that sort of do that, but this one worked for me. I like the aesthetic. It works well. You know, it's got that Maui vibe. I don't know if this came out around the same time, but you know, you're sort of going around settling the different islands with the totems and stuff like that. So I thought this was a cool game by Kinesia. So Blue Lagoon. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.